The Frog Prince. Once upon a time in a lush kingdom, there was a beautiful princess named Elena. She lived in a grand castle surrounded by gardens of roses, fountains that sparkled in the sunlight and towering trees that shaded the grounds. Elena had everything a princess could want: luxurious clothes, jewels, and servants to wait on her every need. But despite all the splendor, the princess was lonely. Her father, the king, had often told her that she could marry anyone she wished, but none of the princes she met seemed to interest her. She dreamed of a love that was true and pure, one that wasn't based on titles or riches, but on something deeper. One sunny afternoon, Elena decided to take a walk in the forest. She loved the peacefulness of nature and often went there to escape the pressures of royal life. As she wandered deeper into the woods, she came upon a small pond. The water was clear and lily pads floated on the surface, creating a perfect reflection of the sky. Elena sat down on the bank, resting her tired feet, and began to enjoy the tranquility of the scene. As she gazed at the water, a curious sound caught her attention. A small, deep voice came from the pond, calling to her. "Princess Elena, why are you so sad?" the voice asked. Startled, Elena looked around, but there was no one in sight. Her heart raced as she realized that the voice was coming from the water itself. There, sitting on a large lily pad, was a small frog. His skin was a deep, mossy green, and he had big golden eyes that seemed to sparkle in the sunlight. The frog looked at her with a knowing gaze. "I can see your sadness, princess. Why do you wander the woods alone when you are surrounded by so much beauty?" Elena was taken aback. She had never spoken to a frog before, much less one that could talk. But there was something strangely comforting about his presence. She sat up straighter and replied, "I am lonely. I have everything I could possibly want, yet my heart feels empty. I long for a love that is true, but I fear I will never find it." The frog croaked softly as if he understood her sorrow. He hopped closer to the bank and said, "I may not look like much, princess, but I believe I can help you. If you grant me one wish, I will help you find the love you seek." Elena was intrigued, but she was also skeptical. "And what would your wish be, little frog?" she asked, her curiosity piqued. The frog's golden eyes gleamed. "I wish for you to kiss me, princess. If you do, I will transform into someone who can show you the love you are looking for." Elena laughed softly, thinking the frog's request was absurd. "Kiss you? You're a frog. How could a kiss from me change anything?" The frog nodded. "I know it sounds strange, but I assure you this is no ordinary spell. If you kiss me, I will transform into the person who is meant to be by your side, your true love. I will show you that love is not about wealth or status, but about something deeper, something magical." Elena stared at the frog. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. But there was something in the frog's voice, something earnest and sincere, that made her pause. She felt a spark of hope. What if this strange little creature could actually help her? She had nothing to lose. With a sigh, Elena knelt down to the edge of the pond. She closed her eyes and leaned forward, placing a gentle kiss on the frog's smooth green skin. As soon as her lips touched his, a brilliant light surrounded the frog and he began to change. Elena jumped back in surprise, shielding her eyes from the light. When the light faded, standing before her was no longer a frog, but a handsome young man with dark hair, piercing blue eyes, and a royal air about him. He wore a fine cloak and his posture was noble. Elena gasped, her heart pounding in her chest. The young man smiled warmly at her and bowed gracefully. "Princess Elena, I am Prince Julian. I was cursed long ago by an evil sorceress. I was transformed into a frog, doomed to live in the pond until someone with a kind heart, someone like you, would break the spell. Elena stood in shock, still trying to comprehend what had just happened. You were a frog? But you are a prince. Prince Julian nodded. Yes, I was cursed by the sorceress, and only a true act of kindness and love could break the spell. Your kiss was the key that freed me. Elena was overwhelmed. She had never imagined that a simple kiss could change her life so completely. But as she looked into the prince's eyes, she felt a deep connection, a warmth that she had never felt before. It was as though she had known him forever. I didn't expect this, Elena said softly. But I believe in you. You are the love I have been searching for. Prince Julian took Elena's hand gently. And you, my dear princess, are the light that broke the darkness of my curse. Together we can build a life full of love and happiness. From that day forward, Prince Julian and Princess Elena were inseparable. They returned to the castle where the prince explained his story to the king and queen. Everyone rejoiced at the happy turn of events, and soon the entire kingdom celebrated their union. The love between the prince and the princess grew stronger with each passing day. They ruled the kingdom together with kindness, wisdom, and compassion. And as they grew older, they never forgot the lesson of their unusual meeting. The power of love and how sometimes it can come from the most unexpected places. And so the princess and the prince lived happily ever after. Moral of the story asterisk. The story of the Frog Prince teaches us that true love is not about appearances or status. It is about the kindness in one's heart and the ability to see beyond the surface. Sometimes, love comes in the most unexpected forms, and a simple act of kindness can change everything.